Hello, hello, hello. Well, let me remove this from the screen. Hi, hello. It is your Auntie Collins. Sorry, I'm a little bit late today. I am not feeling 100%. I needed to shut my eyes for a little bit. Let me just go ahead and fade the music a little bit. How's everyone doing on this fine Thursday evening? Usually I'm streaming on a ramble, but this is not on a ramble, and I'm not on our local establishment tonight, although love to them. Always love to our local establishment family. But no, I've been feeling a little bit off. I think the thing that circles around, if you know what I mean, and yes, kind of like being a werewolf. I just feel like that's coming. So I feel like all my energy lately has just been a little bit drained. The heat, the weather, like everything, the stress level, everything just seems to be building up. So I appreciate your patience tonight. Tonight we are going to be talking about Love Island, episode 2 and 3. Since last night I was streaming about wrestling. So tonight, we're going to talk about episode 2, y'all. And yeah, I did pull up this lovely thing to the stage. I don't know how I should do this. Should I be up like this? Do we do it like that? I mean, this is how I had it earlier, because then like copyright, whatever. I don't know. I'm showing you just clips of the show, so. And I'm making zero money from this. However, if you would like to support the stream, there is a Ko-fi, so K-O-F-I link. You can go ahead and support me by sending me a little coffee, a little tea, whatever. Tonight, I'm drinking water. Now, if you haven't already downloaded the app, all you got to do is search for the Love Island USA app. Looks like this. Okay. and you get to participate when the show goes live. Remember, it's streaming Thursdays through Tuesdays. This week is a special week. But right now, they got a lot of spoilers before we talk about it, so you won't want to miss that. It got a little bit spoiled for me yesterday because I didn't watch episode 2 until a couple hours ago. But we left episode 1 with a cliffhanger, y'all. We left it after all the kissing, after all the making out, and 2 new bombshells have come into the villa, getting to know everyone inside. And if you remember, it is Sierra. Let's see. Let's do a little recap. Recapity. Thank you to Peacock for showing this. Okay. They were playing this makeout game that was going on. Remember Bella be only kissing on the cheek? So that's how they chose their partners. They played this blindfold game of people kissing people. They were raising their hands saying, I am open to having a different relationship. We'll talk about this bitch in just a minute. And then we see our bombshells coming in. They're getting little text messages and all those kinds of things. Okay. So that is where we're at. Have you watched episode 2 already? Because here in the beginning, they're just... Nick is conflicted because this is Sierra and oh no, Carl? No, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. Charlie. Mr. Charlie in here. Mr. Heartbreak Charlie. He's super into Shelly. Sierra is into Nick. And they get to go to the hideaway. We're having our little in the moments. And this is where you can see Orlandria right here and Cowboy Taylor are not on the same page. But we kind of see that here. Now Miss Sierra is getting to know Nick. Bella is a little bit off about that. She's having moments with Austin, which Austin seems to be the most whorish guy out of the bunch, where Miss Bella, she's really has her convictions, which I have an opinion about this. And I want to know y'all's opinion about this. I appreciate that Bella is like, you know what? Like, I'm a Christian. I don't want to kiss anyone. I don't want to make out with anyone. That's all fine and dandy. I love seeing people like really attached to their morals. However, I don't think the place is for Love Island. Unless you really are wanting to get your heart broken, I don't think that this is the place for you. And I want to hear what y'all have to say. Comment, leave a comment. Are people allowed to have morality in a show? I don't want to say morality because it's a dating show, you know, there's morals and everything that go around it. But I really want to know, can you have such, I don't know, conservative convictions, a more slow approach to dating on a reality show based on finding love in 6 weeks? But I had to show you guys, they're having all these conversations. They're taking off their makeups. They're, you know, talking about their different connections. Huda and Jeremiah are getting it on, and she has yet to tell Jeremiah that she has a kid. But I have to show you this clip. All right, are we ready? All right, here we go. All right, we can't play this music, blah, blah, blah. That's it. That's it. Let me play it again for y'all. Let me play it again for y'all. We might have missed that. 10 seconds. Okay, I don't want to listen to this music.
Welcome back to Love Island USA. Yulissa has left the villa.
Yulissa has left the villa. Now, why has Yulissa left the villa? Well, guess what? Y'all are quick. Y'all with the FBI, finding old clips, finding all the things. Y'all are quick. And you know what? This is on the producers not being able to vet their contestants a little bit better. If you hadn't heard, Yulissa, she had some racist remarks on a podcast, not just once, not just twice, post-election, going off. And I'm just gonna let you know, whoever brought those things to the surface, good on ya. More of this should happen, but it should be happening by the producers. They pay you the big bucks. You should be bringing all of that forward, right? They should be vetting the contestants that are on their shows to avoid situations like this. What was it, a couple of years ago that The Bachelor had someone who had beat their wife on a reality dating show? If I'm going on one of these reality dating shows, especially since some of these contestants are only 22 years old, I am trusting that these producers are making me feel safe, making me feel like I can trust who they vetted, making sure that they don't have skeevy or shady past. Everybody comes from some sort of background. But knowing that someone had those kind of racist remarks, and there are so many people of color on this show, and that's who you chose to be on here, good on you that she was only around for one episode, but she should have never, ever been sent to the villa. Am I wrong to say that? Truly. Let me put it in the chat. Should the producers of these reality shows vet their contestants better? That's what I want to know. I want to know what y'all have feelings about the producers of these shows. Because just having it be, let's watch it again. Let's watch it again, because I hate the music. This is terrible.
Welcome back to Love Island USA. Yulissa has left the villa.
Yulissa has left the villa. That's what we get. No explanation. No, she's been removed for the competition. Just Yulissa has left the villa. And it is up to the audience, the fans, to figure out what has happened in the show. Crazy pants business, okay? So, after all of that, after leaving everything off in a cliffhanger, Nicholas was the one who received the text from Sierra, and Shelly, who didn't even raise her hand, mind you, she didn't stray outside the relationship with Austin. Remember, she's paired with Fort Lauderdale boy, a cleaning boy. But Charlie is very into her. So they get to go to the hideaway, get to know these people a little bit more, and they're sharing steamy kisses. Nicholas, remember, the girl he's paired up with, Bella, does not want to go beyond kissing on the cheek for now. He's there to find love, and he's there to meet a whole bunch of people. You think he wants to spend his time courting a woman? No, he's a 20-something there to get his blood pumping, to be meeting as many people as possible in such a short amount of time. Good on ya, Nicholas. However, all of our couples are not all happy, and now Ace is single because Yulissa is gone. So in the morning, the Bombshells leave the hideaway to meet everyone else. Nicholas makes it clear that he has feelings for Sierra, and he is avoiding the conversation with Bella. Shelly is having a conversation with Austin because Shelly is very confrontational. Remember, she's a day trader. She's 27. She's ready to have that kind of conversation. So she lets him know, hey, I really like our relationship, what we got going on here. Remember, they've been here for 2 days. This is 2 days. And she says, guess what? I'm gonna get to know other people. I like what we have going on here, but you got to pick up the pace because he's looking every which way. He is not committed like Jeremiah. However, we definitely see that in here. In the morning, they're all getting ready, and Jeremiah is bringing Huda food. That was a big thing last season, was these men bringing the avocado toasts. And remember, when they were not having it, when they weren't feeling it, they were pushing it in their faces, letting them know that just because you make me breakfast doesn't mean everything the last 24 hours didn't happen. But I digress. Jeremiah and Huda, she has all this opportunity to tell him that she has a kid, and yet she has not spilled the beans. This is only episode 2. And Jeremiah is so smitten with her. The smitten? Smitten, because smut is a different thing. So they are getting to know each other. And Shelly is getting to know Charlie. Charlie has an accent. I want you to hear.
We did have a good conversation.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah?
I'm excited to see what happens. Yeah.
Oh!
Awesome.
And he's respectful. I mean, come on. I want the world for Shelly. I want the moon for Shelly. We'll see what happens along the way. Y'all, I'm not playing full clips here. I am just showing you the visual images here, little bits that I like, because we are not about to get copywritten, stricken, whatever here up in the house. All right? Okay. Nick still having his conflicts. And Taylor is over here.
He comes out and it's completely like, oh, I really fucked with him. I really vibed with him.
If she really vibing with him, don't even try to, double back to it.
He is feeling the repercussions of Orlandria being like, yeah, like, I don't know if this is for me. I want to get to know everyone else, just like they're supposed to. And he's like, no way, I'm here to find love. But then he's not as faithful. I don't know. It seems a little bit weird. But I do want to note that Sierra does chat with Jeremiah, and you just see Huda like a shark, like just watching him. They've been there for 2 days. Calm down. However, the first person to receive a text, I got a text, is Taylor the cowboy, letting the islanders know that they have to gather at the fire pit immediately. And this is where we go to recoupling. All right, let's go down here. They are all having their little chit chats, little conversations. And now they have to go to the fire pit.
I can't have that.
She looks like Johnny. I got a text! I love that. Absolutely love that hyped energy. And now they are all sitting here at the fireplace. Okay, they're getting texts. Oh, Ariana.
What is it?
Okay.
Sierra and Charlie, it's time for you to couple up. Please stand up.
The music is so corny. So now we have to decide who is going to be coupling up together here. Sorry, turn off the music because I know that music is going to start in just a second. And I want to show you guys the format of this because I do think it is a little bit interesting to talk about here. So let me go back. Sorry, this is a very visual show, and I think it's very important how they set everything up. You see the fire pit, they're all sitting here, and Charlie and Sierra are standing here. They're going with the couples one by one by one, and they're going to say, hey, is anyone in the couple would like to have a chance or opportunity with either of these two? Stand up here. Look, they have the little phones, okay? Islanders, you must now decide if you are happy in your current couple or whether you want a chance to couple up. And at the end of it, we see Nick and Bella. And we see Nick get up. And the shock and awe on Miss Bella's face. How did she not see this coming? The previous night, he was up in her arms, sleeping next to Miss Sierra. And he's avoiding this conversation with Miss Bella. Look at him be like, we haven't had that conversation yet. And Miss Huda is so shocked. How are you so shocked, Miss Thing? I think she has a bruised ego. She's young enough. The next couple we have deciding here is Shelly and Austin. And Austin, the motherfucking player who has this god-awful chain, gets up, but Shelly does not. She's a woman of her word, and she says, you know what? Yeah, just because I was talking to Charlie last night and slept next to Charlie, I told you what I told you. I want to get to know you, but my eye is going to be looking at my other options. Jeremiah and Huda, who is going to stand up? Any of them? He is not wanting to stand. He's a relationship guy. However, I could only trust him as far as I can throw him because he seems like that kind of guy, the relationship guy, you know? So we are seeing Ace. Remember, he doesn't have a couple, so he has to go up here. Okay. And then our final relationship, Taylor and Orlandria. Remember, they had that awkward conversation about how he was like, wait a minute, if you're not 100%, I don't want this. And Orlandria is like, that's fine. So she's cheering him on. Yeah, you go find somebody else. And Huda's like, I'm mad for her girl. But Orlandria and her do have a conversation in episode 3 being like, girl, it's fine. It's fine. Look at her. She's going, I don't like this. And she says, you don't have to play like that. So in the end, only the men are standing up here. Okay? We have Austin, we have Nick, we have Ace, and we have Taylor. Ace is the only one not in a relationship here. And in the end, Sierra chooses Nick. Of course she's going to choose Nick. And everyone goes and sits down. Poor Charlie did not have anyone choose him. And that is how we ended last night's episode. So that's where we're at after episode 3 or 2. We go to episode 3. We are on our little cliffhanger. And don't think that there's not juicy stuff going on in this episode, because tonight we have briefcases with numbers. What do you think what thousands of things is for? Okay? Wild behavior on these men's parts, right? We're going to see what these briefcases are all about. So, I love this episode because this is the moment where people start stirring the pot. Feelings have been hurt. Things are happening. And Ace Green, it still does not have a partner. This fine gentleman, this dancing motherfucker, doesn't have a partner. So he's got nothing to lose. If he wants to stay in this competition, he's got to figure out someone to pair with. But he's going to make it his time to shine here. Ugh. All right. So, the game that we are playing is reveal their baggage or something. Let me figure it out. I didn't write it in my notes apparently. So we're having conversations. They go to bed for the evening. They wake up. They do their morning thing. If you want to watch the full episode, it is on Peacock streaming. Also, I do want to say Huda and Shelly seem to have Huda and Bella seem to have a really close relationship. And here we do see a different side of Bella, where Bella has been so guarded, unapologetically guarded at this point. And she is really coming out to Huda and being like, listen, I'm not mad that he chose someone else. It's been only a couple days, but I feel like I'm finding myself a little bit in this experience. And I feel like my self-worth is more important here. And that's all we ask. We want people to grow. We want people to have growth in these kinds of scenarios so that they can look back and go, you know what? Yeah, like I'm a changed person from all of this. But literally, like, feet away, the man that she was paired up with, are they going to show? Do they show it? They're having a little photo shoot, kissing each other, touching her boobs, like all the things. They're having a moment. He has clearly moved on. All of the things that he said about Bella do not matter at this point, which interesting. And now Huda is pulling Nick aside to be like, hey, you never had that closing conversation. And he's like, I don't owe her that. I've only been here for a couple days. She's like, yeah, you actually do owe him that. And Charlie's over here being like, hey, I'm single. You're single. Let's have a conversation. Let's get to know each other. They seem to be vibing. I don't hate it. if Shelly's not going to be interested in Charlie, they should take a swing at it. Why not? But this is an interesting fit for Fiji, but I feel like they are on the outs. So they finally do have that conversation. I feel like she feels like a new person. She's only 22. She's only 22. I mean, good Lord, you're only 22. So we get through the episode. Ace and Shelly having conversations, and we get to the thing that I want to talk about the most. This baggage game. All right. So let's see if I can turn on the thing. Bump up, ba da ba ba da ba da. All right, you have to hear this.
Welcome back to Love Island USA.
All right.
It's game time, and we
It's game
borrowed
time!
from Fiji's least popular soccer team. So squeeze in,
All right.
guys.
So it's game
Tonight's
time,
game is
y'all.
State Your
Boys
Case, a
versus
classic
girls.
boys versus girls game where the
Saying
answers
hello
must
to our
rank
friends
the
over
opposite
here,
sex
our
from
local
least to
establishment.
most in response to
Hi,
a juicy
hello.
question.
How
At the
are
end
you?
of
We're
each
talking
round,
about
we'll
Love
tally up the correctly
Island.
placed cases. The team with the most right answers wins.
The team with the most right answers wins. So let's see.
We gonna beat their ass.
Amen.
Yes,
Hell
beat their
no.
ass.
Starting from least to most, who do you think has cheated the most amount of times?
And now we understand these are uncomfortable conversations to be had. They have to take these briefcases, put them in order and how they think, how many times that they've done all these things, and the most correct answers wins. I'm doing wonderful. It's almost the weekend, so might as well be happy. Honestly, I get a half day tomorrow. My Fridays are half days, so I am stoked out of my little noggin here. It's been a long week for me. I haven't talked about it really online, but Monday and Tuesday, my dog Penny, Vom City over here, kind of scared me because while I was driving to work, because I take my dogs to work with me, she got sick in the car, got sick again in the office. My boss wouldn't let me leave. So she got sick multiple times. People in the office were like, go home. I'm like, you won't let me leave. So then I called her vet during my lunch break and they said, hey, we have an appointment tomorrow. Come in, blah, blah, blah. So I told my boss and I said, hey, I'm going to work from home today so that I can take my dog to the vet. Took her to the vet. They did blood tests, had to do a urine test and a fecal test and all these other tests, did an abdomen check. I had to ask them, do not do an x-ray yet because those are expensive. And it is family though. It is family. Let me tell you, it is family. And after $600, we got to go home. Her blood work came out marvelously. No kidney issues, no diabetes, nothing. She is a healthy 14-year-old gal. However, they do think that she has a parasite. So she's on a little antifungal medicine right now and antibiotic. So just keep Miss Penny in your thoughts while we wait for all of this to pass. Anyways, let's not talk about that. We're here to talk about this baggage game from Love Island. We got some briefcases going on.
We're locked in. We're locked
So
We think
Let's
the
see.
person who has cheated the least amount of times is Ace.
is Ace.
He's such a good guy.
in. We didn't say all that.
He's still 22, y'all. 0 times.
So.
It does come out
Damn.
that Jeremiah
excuses,
cheated.
it was-
Remember, that is part of his storyline. Yes, good health is good to hear. Hopefully she stays good and healthy. I hope so too.
A month
So-
in, and then it happened, and I went immediately told her. So yeah, it was.
So he's
a lesson
talking
I
about
learned.
this
We love
cheating
that,
factor.
honestly.
He took accountability.
Right or wrong.
See, that's why.
We love hearing that.
All right.
Okay. Now we go through the girls, and the guys are like,
Who do you think?
nobody's really cheated in the girls. And the garbage people stay the garbage people. Austin.
Had sex with the
Austin.
most amount of different people in one day.
So now they're talking about how they had all these different partners. They're having to put these briefcases in order.
Starting with the least, Charlie.
So Charlie only won.
2 different girls in the same day. Who's got the energy for that?
Who does have the energy for that? Honestly, me, for me, how many different partners in one day? But see, this is not fair because threesomes, foursomes exist. So how do you count that? It made me tired just hearing about it. Honestly, same. Like, I can't keep up. Because I also like having the connection. And if I'm not vibing, I'm not here for it. So we go through and find out which guys are scumbags. All these girls are not scumbags. And then they have the age-old question.
And then all of a sudden it became, okay.
Up next, Jeremiah.
Damn.
All the different
I never said I was in
partners.
love, but I said I love you because I thought that.
Oh, how many times have you said I love you in your lifetime? Honestly, I said I love you to a lot of partners because I fall in love real fast. But was I in love? Probably not. And I love that they're having that conversation, being part of the conversation. It's pretty vital. So we go through this game and they announce the winners. And I'll spoil it for y'all.
To name the winner of State Your Case. And the winner is...
State your case. That's the game.
The boys!
The boys are easy because the girls are such low numbers. And you know what? All these boys lie. So now they're all having conversations, having chisme with each other. Huda is like, who is this person? When should I be telling him that I have a child? Because that is where we end the episode. On the pier, we see Jeremiah and Huda.
Of whatever I say, I hope that you stay true to your feelings.
But look at this. He's like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? She has her baby's date.
Say it.
Okay, so there's a reason why I'm so emotionally mature, and
Yeah.
I'm not like ashamed of it at all.
Yeah?
But I didn't know how you would react, and I wanted to make sure that.
I bet it's hard.
Just listen.
I'm listening.
He looks very emotional.
But
This music, cut the shit out. Okay. Okay, boo. Music.
you know, I really like you.
Yeah, she really likes him.
Why are you looking at me like you think
I'm
I'm?
spooked, but
Do you
keep
think I'm
going.
like ending it with you?
No, keep going.
Okay, so I did want to bring up something because I wanted
Okay.
to be honest with you, and I wanted to make sure that,
Yeah?
you know, that I really trusted you and that I really
Yeah.
liked you.
Uh-huh.
I'm.
Huh? Ah!
I am a mom.
Oh my god, hold on, let me.
Look at his face. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're a mom. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not that serious. But these men are children themselves. So
Oh my
that
God.
is
Okay.
where we leave
You're a
the
mom?
episode.
Yeah.
And you're 24?
Yeah. Over 4 years.
How many kids?
One. Look at me.
Why is he not looking at her?
Okay.
Why is he not looking at her? What is happening? Everything is changing. And that is where we end our episode. That's where we end it. So we don't know how Jeremiah reacts. Although that doesn't look correct. That is not the correct thing of when you're dating someone. When they say, hey, I have a kid. And you're like, can't look at you. Wow, I'm very emotional about this. I can't look at you. Although I think I would be pretty upset if I'm dating someone and they take that long to figure it out. So, all in all, episode 2 and episode 3, we have recapped it pretty quickly. Again, I had mentioned I'm not feeling 100%. So, we are going to do our final thoughts. We are setting up this show quite nicely. We have relationship dynamics. We are kind of seeing the true colors, the true natures of people. Our standout couples at this point are Jeremiah and and Huda. We'll figure it out, TBD, okay? Taylor and Orlandria, they're on the outs. They got to be on the outs. We have Shelly and Ace probably coming together, leaving Austin outside. Austin and Charlie are both looking at Bella, so she has options. Because remember, there are 5 girls and 6 guys at this point. And we also know that Sierra and Nick are together. If you aren't on the app, get on the app. Because right now they have polls. The Love Island. I'm not getting paid for this, y'all. So, how do you feel about Jeremiah's reaction to Huda's secret? Awkward? Processing? Jeez. We get to choose. Awkward, processing, or can't wait for tomorrow. I'm going to say can't wait for tomorrow. And in real time, you get to see those polling numbers. You get to see how many people also agree. Do you agree with Huda? Is Jeremiah love bombing her? He's a lover? No, still deciding. Honestly, I'm still deciding about Jeremiah here. But guess what? People don't agree. People don't agree. The State Your Case game. Rank the revelations the most shocking. And you get to rank them. It's really fun. Go through. See how you like it. And report back tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow is Friday. If I have time after the Mother Talking post show, we'll do an episode. Otherwise, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Go over to our local establishment where we do have the Mother Talking post show for RuPaul's Drag Race. And then I'm going to go live right after. So come hang out. You know you want to. We're doing a live reaction. So more of this. And I want to see your lovely faces. Be kind to each other. Let's have a drink. See you later. Bye.